All right, so we have Marjorie Greene in the waiting room right now. So I'm going to go ahead and start the meeting by, first of all, thanking you guys so much for being here. Again, if you guys are on and want to put your video on, you're free to do that. Just keep yourself muted until we do question and answer at the end. My name is Antonia Okafor-Cover. Thank you so much for being here on this April Empowered 2A meeting. It's our first one with just all female GOA members. So thank you guys so much for being a part of GOA. And as you guys know, we have more and more women joining the 2A movement. So I'm excited that we have an event that's only for our female GOA members. Today's going to be a great day. I'm really excited to have Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene here. But before we do that, we actually have a sponsor for this event, Bullet Girl Jewelry. We have Jessica, who is the founder of Bullet Girl Jewelry. And Jessica, you're going to be surprising us with a great piece of jewelry that one of our guests today are going to win. So Jessica, can you talk a little bit about Bullet Girl Jewelry before we bring the representative on?
Absolutely. Hi, Antonia. Hi, everybody. I basically started a line called Bullet Girl Jewelry, and I reproduce bullets. Oh, okay, so here we go. You can see some of the pieces, anything from like using 223s with pave tips, using the backs where the primers go, putting in stones. I have 12 different collections using different calibers. Basically, my mission statement is I wanted to kind of change the narrative on what a bullet is. To me, it's a Was I on mute the whole time?
Yeah, no, not the whole time. It was my fault. Sorry, I did that to you.
Okay.
Not the.
We've come up with 12 different collections. Our prices, there's a price range between $50 and $5,000. We have the Aguila collection that uses real ammunition. I got into this because my family was in the ammo business, so I'm not taking bullets that could be used for the guns. I'm not taking that away. We actually had some blanks made for us, some dummies. I've been doing this about 10 years. Somewhere down the line, I realized that bullets weren't meant to be jewelry, and they start to tarnish and they start to fade, and people want their jewelry to look beautiful and perfect. So I came up with a jewelry. They're still made of brass, just like real bullets, but it's a cleaner brass. It's a jewelry quality. And like I said, 12 different collections, different price ranges, but really using the bullets to remind us that we are powerful. And of course, we are big supporters of GOA, and especially the Empower 2A as well. So
yes, we're big supporters of you as well, Jessica.
Yes,
so
I'm wearing
yes. So that is the earring that we are going to be giving away, correct?
Yes.
All right. So in order to do that, I just put in the chat, ladies, I put the link to her website. So if you subscribe today, actually right now during our event, at the end of the event, Jessica is going to draw one name from those who sign up today during this event exclusively, and you will win a pair of solitaire earrings, dangle earrings, which rose gold, ladies, so very pretty and pink. And so we're going to be giving you that in time for Mother's Day, which is coming up soon. So again, go to the link and go to that chat and go to bulletgirl.com, sign up. You have to sign up, either it'll pop up or it'll be at the end of the website. Put your email in, and Jessica, is going to draw your name at the end of this event, and whoever wins will be announced at the end. So thank you guys. Again, that's just a thank you for you guys joining us today. And without further ado, I see our special guest, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. All righty. And Jessica, thank you so much for being with us. I'm going to put the spotlight on our girl. All right.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me join you guys today. I'm very excited. I absolutely love women that are involved in gun rights. This is one of the areas of activism I got involved in before I decided to run for Congress, and that was doing everything I could to protect our Second Amendment rights. I'll tell you guys a quick story. One of the things I did before I ran for Congress is I got very upset about a certain red flag bill that was being proposed and pushed in the Senate. And this was a bill that was going to make red flag laws funded federally, and it was going to be passed. And I was upset, and I didn't like the bill. But what upset me further is this was a bill that was being sponsored by Republicans. And, you know, gun control is something that I expect from Democrats, but gun control is not something I expect from Republicans. So when Senator Marco Rubio sponsored Senate Bill 7 that was about red flag gun laws, I got very upset. I booked myself a flight and a hotel room and went to Washington, D.C. And I said, you know, I've got to go talk to somebody. I wasn't organized. I didn't have a group. I didn't really have anyone with me. I just figured that being a taxpayer and being a business owner in Georgia, and just being a woman that carries a gun and really appreciates my Second Amendment rights, I just thought that my Republican senators and everyone would listen to me. I thought, as a matter of fact, if I show up and walk into their office, then and surely they're going to stop and listen to me. Well, I can't tell you how wrong I was. I can't tell you how disappointed I was, because as a matter of fact, when I went to Washington on my own dime and my own time, taking time off of work to go do it, I went there and found out that I couldn't talk to one single senator. I couldn't talk to one, even my own state senators didn't have time for me. And as a matter of fact, couldn't talk to anybody. I talked to their staff. And that was shocking to me. But I can tell you who got all the attention. That was the March for Our Lives groups, like David Hogg and all of his groups. The women in red shirts, Moms Demand Action, got lots of attention and lots of time with senators and representatives, members of Congress. And there were so many gun control groups there that were extremely organized, well-funded, had all matching shirts. They also got all the attention from the press. Just a single, you know, or meaning by myself, a woman like me, I couldn't get any attention from the press. As a matter of fact, they didn't want to talk to me, or nobody wanted to talk to me. And I found out, wow, we are really in trouble. Owners all over the country, by the millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people in America that love our Second Amendment rights. And if they understood how Washington works, and if they understood how these powerful, well-funded organizations work, and if they understood that the media only supports these gun control groups, then I believe millions of, you know, proud gun owners and Americans would come out if they had seen what I saw that day. And so that is one of the things that really made me want to step up to the plate and run for Congress, because I also realized that day there's not many regular people, regular Americans serving in government in this capacity. Most of them are just professional politicians. They've had a career there. You know, some of them are really wonderful people, but you know, they're basically outnumbered. We don't have a lot of strong Republicans that fight hard on our gun rights. That's why we're slowly losing our gun rights, and that's a big problem. So I can tell you from that day on, I took a completely different look at how I feel about using, as Americans, using your voice, how I feel about activism, how I feel about well-funded groups like Moms Demand Action, and what I think people need to do about it. And here's the issue: gun rights are women's rights, and as women, being able to own a gun, carry a gun, have the right to protect ourselves is, in many cases, for too many women, has been life-saving. And unfortunately for too many women, it's cost their lives not having a gun or the ability to protect themselves. So I'm excited to tell you all, one of the things I did when I first got to Congress is I introduced the Second Amendment Preservation Act to protect our Second Amendment and to defund any federal gun control bills. And I thought, this is the best way to stop it, make it where the federal government cannot pay for them. And so that's why I introduced that bill. Another thing that I introduced is the Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act, so that is across the nation. Everyone can have a concealed carry permit, and it goes all the way across the board. You're not stopped from being able to carry your gun or conceal anywhere you go. Like many gun control guns, there should be gun-free zones. There should be no gun-free zones. I think gun-free zones are illegal, and this is a place that's dangerous for anyone, is a gun-free zone. So I've also co-sponsored many other strong bills that stop federal gun control. And I just want you ladies to know that I support you in every way I possibly can, and your gun rights. And I support every effort to stop gun control on the federal level, because it's frankly against our Second Amendment rights, and it's unconstitutional, especially making taxpayers pay for it. That's another big issue of mine. So I'm gonna just open up the floor and see if you all have any questions or what I can do while I'm spending time with you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so Arkansas just, we had a state sovereignty bill that went through. SB 298 was approved by the House and the Senate. That would prevent our state resources from being used to enact any federal mandates that were unconstitutional. Well, it was approved state, through the House and Senate, and then the governor, our Republican governor, overrode it and vetoed it. So it went back to the Senate. They overrode the veto, and then there was all kinds of stuff that went on with the House, and it did not, the veto got tabled, which means it just went to die. So this is a Republican governor. We have a Republican House and a Republican Senate, and we still cannot get, they had a 2A sanctuary bill that also was approved by the House and Senate that was also we've heard is going to be vetoed by the governor, and they're in recess now. So it's scary and part of our issue was the Prosecuting Attorneys Association, the Sheriff's Association, and the state police, or the police chiefs associations, all got involved in that bill. So we've got legislators that are listening to these associations instead of the people that they represent. And it's scary. I mean, this is Arkansas of all places.
This is Governor Hutchinson in Arkansas. Well, I think you have someone else running for governor this next cycle, don't you?
I hope so. Well, he's
Sarah,
term limited.
Okay, so Sarah Huckabee Sanders, she's running, is that correct?
She is. So
have you reached out to her campaign? I feel like she'll be strong on the Second Amendment. I bet
a lot out of her on the issues, like the specifics. So we're working on it. I'm the vice president of North Pulaski Republican Women, which, for those of you that don't know, Pulaski is where Little Rock is. So it is not a Republican county by any means. I'm in the rural area that is Republican. So we have to fight to preserve our rights in Pulaski County.
Yeah, I would say be vocal and hold him accountable. Vetoing bills like that's not, I wouldn't say that's very pro Second Amendment at all. And no, Republican governors shouldn't be doing that. It sounds like you have a good reason to talk with Sarah Huckabee Sanders and find out where.
We're hoping you guys can stop some of it at a federal level, but we all know how that's going right now.
Right. Well, you have me 100% on board stopping it at a federal level. We don't have any control because we're in the minority.
Yeah. It's a scary time.
Yes, absolutely. Did anyone else have a question?
Oh, yes.
Alrighty, so, oh, sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, so I saw someone, so what we were saying is to raise your hand. Yes, so if you can
Okay.
see on the other ladies, we see people raising their hands with the emoji. So if you go to participants, ladies, then you can raise your hand with the emoji, or the reactions rather, you can raise your hand, press that button. So I'm seeing on the top, I see Rhonda Torres on top, who rose her hand. So I'm gonna unmute her.
How do you do it?
And Rhonda, you can go ahead.
I thank you for being here. I really
Where are the
appreciate
emojis?
Do you see that many of even the Republican legislatures are just giving lip service to our Second Amendment rights, making us feel like they're really supporting it, but then they're using their, like the governor's using their veto power, saying, well, you know, all the other senators and congressmen can say, representatives, I can say I pushed for it knowing that the governor's going to veto it in the end.
You're talking about on the state level. Well,
Well,
it's hard for me both. Well, I know Georgia, that's where I live. So I'm familiar with the things that are happening there, but I'm sorry, I'm just unfamiliar of what's happening in each state's at the state legislature level, since I'm serving in the federal government and Congress. So I apologize if I'm not aware of every specific situation. Right. But I think I will say that, like, you know, like I said, I told you guys the story where I went to Washington to stand up and be a voice against red flag gun confiscation laws and bills. And the one I went on was a Republican bill. And so, you know, Rhonda, it's unbelievable to me. So many times you'll hear Republicans talk about how they're strong on the Second Amendment, but when it comes down to it, they're really not. And that's a serious issue. So here's what I would tell you. Look for people's voting records. That is the best way that you can watch closely your state legislators. You can watch people like me, members of Congress, senators. Look at actual voting records on bills, and also look up how they're rated, how we're rated, whether we're rated conservative or moderate or so forth. And I think that's the best way that you can hold elected leaders accountable. You know, I was a business owner before I became a member of Congress, and accountability is a really big deal if you're a business owner. And it's also important as an employer. You have to make sure your employees are doing their jobs. Well, you know, I'm an employee for you all. And so that's why I say check voting records, not only just in your state, you check them on the federal level too, and then you'll know the truth. You'll know, is this person actually standing up and legislating the way they campaigned? Because oftentimes, probably what you see in a campaign, you'll hear every Republican call themselves conservative, pro Second Amendment. You'll hear them say all these things, but it's their voting record that shows the truth. And so I would encourage you to check that out. And oftentimes you'll be surprised at what you find.
Yeah, well, I live in Texas, and we just got at least the House approved our Second Amendment. That's HB 1827, and the Senate's finally agreed to hear it. So we're getting somewhere. It's the first time it'll be in a Senate floor ever. So.
Good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Rhonda, for that question. Penny Faye, you are next.
Hi, I adore you. I'm your biggest fan, just so you should know. On everything you do, everything, not just 2A. Let me start. You're welcome. Let me start by this. I'm originally from New York, in case you couldn't tell, and I live in Tennessee, and I ran away from Shmomo. They took my guns. They took my guns when I opened up an order of protection around the time that my son was murdered. They let his killer walk, and they took my guns. They have reach. The district attorney at the time is in Congress today. That's what she was awarded with, Kathleen Rice. You probably know her. She started off as a Republican, and she's a Democrat now. This is very scary. Now I live in a state where the House and the Senate passed 2A laws, and the governor signed it. They're also going to have a sanctuary state. The House and the Senate signed it. My fear is that's not going to help. What can we as Americans do in whole to protect all of our rights, not just 2A, but 1A, our First Amendment rights? You know, originally they were coming after us for 2A. Now they're like, the heck with 2A. We're taking your First Amendment away first. Doesn't matter. We're going for the kill. I do a live stream every night on child sex trafficking, and I can tell you right now that I have been banned from almost every site because of that. So we're dealing with a time where I feel this is Nazi Germany. And my dad, who escaped the Holocaust, I thank God he's dead today, because it's happening all over again. And he warned me when I was a little girl, first they take your guns, then they take your voice, and then they take your life. And it feels like this is happening now. So what do we do?
Well, you're speaking for a lot of people feel that way or feel very concerned. Can't believe that the America that we've all grown up and lived in, where we see our rights being taken away from us, like you're talking about, our First Amendment rights, our freedom of speech, our Second Amendment rights. We're being threatened with that, especially by the Biden administration, and also being taxed, overly taxed. And we're in a nation that we were founded by brave men and women who led a revolution over taxes. So yeah, we are in a time that I mean, for me, I felt like if you'd have told me this 20 years ago, I'd say no way, but it's definitely here. I think here's what I have to say on this. A lot of people are down. A lot of people are concerned, overly concerned, worried to death. So many people have checked out in a lot of ways. They've quit watching the news. But here's what I have been finding over the past month. I speak to a lot of people all over the country, a lot of people in my state, but a lot of people all over the country. People have not given up. And so it's easy to get afraid and see what's going on. It's important to have our eyes wide open and to speak about it and stand up against it and organize and get together on it. But it's very important to not lose hope. And there's something happening. I call it a groundswell. And this is something that the media has no clue about. The Democrats don't have an idea. And I'd say the establishment Republicans are too busy trying to be Democrats to even get it, if you know what I'm saying. But there are a lot of people organizing, and these are people that never were involved in politics before. They're, people that are working hard every day, maybe business owners, executives, the kind of people that have never been vocal, and they vote, and they may donate, but they've never been involved and organized. They're getting organized in ways that like never before. A lot of the GOP county conventions happened just a week or two ago here in Georgia. And so many new people came into some of our biggest counties in the GOP. So many new people came in that they flipped it. They got rid of old leadership in the GOP county organizations, and they put in new people that have never been elected or even been members of the GOP. That happened in Fulton County. That happened in DeKalb County, that happened in Cobb County, and multiple. Those are Atlanta counties. If you don't know, Atlanta counties where
Right.
So many of our problems are. But that's not just happening here in Georgia. That's happening everywhere. I gave a speech this past Saturday in Indian River, Florida, South Florida, very rural area. Small, teeny tiny towns. There were 500 people there. 500 people came out to this local teeny tiny GOP meeting. 500 people. That is a really big deal. People are engaged. People have not given up. People have not let go of hope. Another thing to understand is the media is going to tell you what they want everyone to believe. And so
Right.
they spread all this information and basic brainwashing every single day. But that doesn't represent the hundreds of millions of people across the country. So when you're hearing all of that and seeing all of that, just know that regular people don't agree. They don't feel that way, and they aren't going to comply with these things. So I know exactly what you're saying, because it is true. People from Venezuela, people from socialist countries, people have been through terrible things like your dad with the Holocaust. They're saying, we've seen these things before. This is exactly how it happened. It's wise for us to heed their words. And then it's wise for us to follow through and not let it happen. And I'm telling you, I've had more hope recently than I've had in months now because of what I'm seeing with people on the ground. And that's where it all happens, at the grassroots level. Grassroots is extremely important. And grassroots is what we're doing right here on this call, you know, when we're discussing things. So
Right. Run for dog catcher, Board of Education, you know, anything in the local level, you need to change from the inside out. I'm aware of that. But right now the reach is so high. We need to pause them at least. I know we can't stop them right now. We need to pause them. And I'm from the thought process that President Trump is still president. And, you know, I can't wait for the bracelets to come on and everybody's a Gitmo, but that's my thought process. That's not the whole country. I know it's yours because I've followed you for a while. And I don't know. We do need to change the inside out. I'm aware of that. I don't know if everybody else is, but I'm aware of that. We also need to pause them, and we need more people like you in Congress. You can't do it by yourself.
Well, everybody run. So thank you, Penny.
Thank you so much, Penny. And then we have time for one or two more questions. Well, what do you think, Marjorie? Do you have time for one more or two? One or two?
Yep,
One?
I can do a couple more. Yes.
A couple more. Okay, all right, great. So we have Jennifer. Jennifer, can you unmute?
Sure. Congresswoman, thank you so much for being here today. Your courage is really inspiring. The work you're doing is just incredible. And I know what you're up against. You're up against lunatics in the media and lunatics in the Democratic Party. So I want to thank you for fighting so hard for us. The Second Amendment issue, I think, is very important, not only because I'm a petite woman, I'm under 5 feet tall, and I need to protect myself somehow. But also, I believe, to echo what Penny was saying, you know, first they take your guns and then they take your freedom. And it seems like the Democrats have been obsessed with taking our guns. Every tragedy they turn into, oh, it's, you know, blame it on the guns, not the people. I know that more people die in car accidents than, you know, gun violence. They don't want to talk about the gun violence that goes on in Chicago. So my question is this: I live in a district in Florida where two of the people that represent me are both Republicans, and they voted with the Democrats on HR 8. Do we primary them and get rid of them, or do we go against other Democrats? Because I think it's a slippery slope. It's so disappointing that they voted with the Democrats on HR 8. So I rather see you have people that will stand with you in Congress and have your back and be conservatives, rather than these people that want to call themselves Republicans. Maybe they're Bush Republicans.
Right. Who's your representatives?
Salazar and Jimenez.
I was about to say those two. So, I believe they voted against, I don't know if both of them voted against me also.
Yeah. Right. I think Salazar did.
Yeah, she did. I know she did. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Yeah, I'll let you guys decide. I think you know what you have with her. I'll say this: we have to take back the House. Of course, we need that to stop. You know, once we take back the House, we really can stop Democrats. But the other thing is, we can't accomplish anything with Republicans like that. Republicans that will turn on another Republican like me, those are the problems. And then Republicans that are going to vote for things like HR 8, that's a big problem too. So we have the Democrats here in Congress rushing through the progressive agenda. I don't call it progressive, I call it communist. That's what progressive is it's communism. It's AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, you know, the lovely squad, the ladies of the squad. And whenever you have Republicans that are willing to go over there and vote with Democrats at a time like this, then it's a major issue. So I would love to see you have a more conservative Republican representing you. And I encourage everyone in your district to work hard and make that happen. So that being said, you know, that is the biggest problem in our Republican Party and our Republican conference. And you probably see it in the news. They're talking about the GOP civil war. Well, do not understand this, that that the media, of course, wants to divide Republicans. They want to make it as hard as possible for us. So that is part of an agenda when they're talking about that publicly. But we do definitely have some problems in our conference. We have a chairwoman who voted to impeach President Trump, and frequently speaks out against him, and did not want to invite him to the GOP retreat that just happened over the past couple of days. That's a big problem. And if the Republican Party is ever going to, fully stand up and stop the Democrat agenda, if the Republican Party is going to be the party to do the things that they say they're going to do, like they should have in the first 2 years under President Trump, repeal Obamacare, defund Planned Parenthood, stop gun control, build the wall. Those are the things they should have done in the first 2 years when they had a chance under President Trump. That didn't happen, which is disappointing. That's the case because we didn't have Republican leadership, and we didn't have enough conservative Republicans to make that happen, right? So I encourage all of you, hold your representatives accountable. Call them every day. Look, treat them like a bad contractor that's screwing up your house. Seriously, you wouldn't tolerate somebody painting your house or remodeling your kitchen and destroying everything in there and causing you live through a mess, right? Treat them like that bad contractor and call them every day, bitch and complain and hound them and tell them and demand what you want. And then if you're not seeing the results and they will not live up to it and won't do what you're all asking. Because like I said, I'm an employee to the people now. If you're not seeing that happen, then yeah, you deserve to put somebody else in there. And the people are the ones with the power. That's what everyone needs to remember. The people are the ones with the power, not 435 members of Congress, not 100 senators, not a couple of whack jobs in the White House, and not the terrorists in the media. Those aren't the people that have the power. It's the people, the American people, that have the power. And so make it work. It's people over politicians. Make that work. People over politicians.
Thank you.
Amen.
You're welcome.
Love it. That's a great way to end. Thank you so much, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. I really appreciate you being here and taking your time to be here. Is there a last word or anything that you would like to encourage the female members of GOA with before you head out? Oh, I think you're muted. Sorry. Let me see. There you go. Sorry.
Am I there?
There you go.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, GOA is honestly a great organization. You guys, there's not every Second Amendment organization lives up to who they say they are. There's another three-letter organization I won't mention on this call that's taken a lot of donations and been really, really big and kind of controlled that area. But I do want to say GOA is fantastic. And so I was so happy to be endorsed by them as a candidate for Congress, and I'm so happy to have a great relationship with them and just continue your membership or encourage more people to join, but use your voices, because here's what I want to see. Let me tell you guys what's going to happen pretty soon. Pretty soon, Washington, D.C. is going to open again. Pretty soon, our office buildings are going to open to the public again. And pretty soon, we're going to see groups coming back to Washington. And when it's on the Second Amendment issues, I'm probably going to want to vomit if I see nothing but red shirts and Moms Man Action running around. I want to see GOA women. I want to see women organized, and I want to see you all there and making sure that real American women's voices are being heard, not women that don't appreciate our freedoms, not women who don't care about protecting their kids at school and want them in gun-free zones, and not women that think they want to depend on the government for their safety. So make sure y'all are organized. I definitely want to see you all showing up, and I'd be proud to be with y'all and stand with you all and meet with you all. So thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
And you have a great day.
Thank you. You all too.
All right. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, ladies. Let me get back on here so you can see me. Oh, unless you guys are going to see me. Okay. All right. So we are we are about to do the drawing. Thank you guys so much for being here today. And I'm trying to make sure. All right, perfect. Thank you guys so much for being here today. And I hope that you guys were able to put your name in the drawing. All right, so those who are asking, so what you do is it's not a specific thing. It should pop up on the website once you go to bulletgirl.com, and then it's a subscription. So you actually get a certain code, a 10% off code with that email, but it's going to put you on a subscriber list. But those who do that now are going to be part of a drawing that we're about to do. We'll give you guys a few more minutes to do that, to go to the website, go to either the pop-up that allows you to put your email in, or go to the bottom of the page and put your email in and subscribe to the website. And that will be your entry into the drawing that we're about to do in a few minutes, where we'll be giving away a free pair of solitaire earrings, dangle earrings from Bullet Girl Jewelry. So in case you're wondering what they look like, here they are right here, rose gold. They're gorgeous. They're perfect for Mother's Day. They're simple. They're an everyday look, but they also are, I mean, it's rose gold. Come on. So I'm going to give you guys a couple more minutes to do that. And then Jessica, when you are ready, just please put your video back on, and I'll have you announce the lucky winner.
Perfect. I'll just give you guys a couple more minutes just to do that. And thank you.
Yeah. And thank you, ladies, so much for being on today. And again, we have amazing women, a congresswoman who was like, yeah, absolutely, I'll join the Empowered 2A meeting. So I just don't see that happening in a lot of places. She's been so generous with her time. So I'm very thankful. And you guys got to see in the flesh, you know, her and what she's been doing. So thank you guys so much for joining and being a part of this. We're going to have a lot of great guests coming up. Actually, next month, we're going to have the director of training for 6 Hour. She's Hannah. She's going to be our guest. So if you guys have any questions about training, about firearms training, or anything like that, she is the girl to go to. So I'm excited about her being our guest next month in May. It's going to actually be May 12th. So put that in your calendar, and we'll have that on the national alerts coming up soon. All right, Jessica, whenever you're ready, just let me know, or you can just start talking and I'll let you announce the winner.
So
You ready?
I have an email here, guys. So it's Mildemule, help me, MLDE, Meldemulinare.
If that's you, unmute yourself and say yay.
Yay, that's me.
Yay!
Yay, awesome.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Wonderful. Well, I hope you enjoy your earrings.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Yeah, and this is all, for those who are wondering, this is all Bullet Girl jewelry as well. I'm wearing the lovely Bullet Girl jewelry, but yeah, I'm so excited for you guys, and you guys should just go to them anyways and use that 10% off discount that you get anyways for subscribing. But congratulations, Michelle, and we'll get you guys connected so Jessica can send you your dangle earrings. So again, ladies, thank you guys so much for being here today. I know it's like, let's see, I can make myself, there we go. I know that it has been a crazy year, and so I'm excited that this year we have Empowered 2A as something that is just a part of addition to GOA's expansive network as a membership. We appreciate you guys for being members, and I hope this also entices you to bring other female members into GOA as well and invite them to these member-only exclusive events. We just want to say thank you guys so much for being members and for being just being really supportive of our mission and what we're doing going forward. So again, thank you guys so much. Have a great day, and we will see you guys next month, May 12th. We will have the director of training for 6 Hour, who's going to be answering all your firearm training questions. So can't wait for that one. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.